Here we have the new PlayStation 5, a masterpiece in modern gaming. It's been 4 years since the last release, the PlayStation 4 Pro, which came out in 2016, and let's just say, this is a serious upgrade. What we have here is the box, an extra controller, and believe it or not, a medium t-shirt. Don't ask, it was the only bundle available. The cost was a whopping £534, which is absolutely ludicrous when you think about it. I bought this bundle from Game. On the box we have all the relevant information we may need. 8K, 4K 120, HDR, all the good stuff. This one has 825 gigabytes and it's the disc version. But let's move on and open the box. I have to say, it's packed very nicely. Inside we have the DualSense controller. This thing feels incredible in your hand, a much more natural feel. We then have the power cable, the stand, and an HDMI wire. This wire is the wire you'll need for HDMI 2.1 for the 120 frame rates. So if your TV supports it, use it. And finally, here we have the PlayStation 5. This thing is gorgeous, but holy hell, it's absolutely massive. Compared to previous models, it's significantly bigger, a statement piece. I have to say, it looks far better in person. The only thing I dislike is the glossy middle. This is fingerprint central, but chances are I'll get some sort of matte wrap and cover that. Everything from the buttons, the lines, it's stunning. You've even got the controller button logos embossed into the plastic design on the inside. You can have this standing up or lying down. If it's standing up, you don't really need the stand, however it will definitely help with airflow. And if you have it lying down, you will definitely need the stand, which clips in very nicely onto the back. They've marked it out with more button symbols that have been embossed onto the plastic. If you want to have it in the standing up position, you can see from the bottom of the stand that there is a screw that you take out and then you can just screw it in. This bundle came with 2 controllers, which is a huge improvement. I always used to be a bigger fan of Xbox controllers, but I think I may be swayed with this. Everything just blends in a lot more nicely and it's much easier on the hands. The touchpad is great, the buttons feel more responsive, and the rear triggers now have resistance to give it a much more real-world experience. For example, shooting a gun should have some resistance, and I think that is so cool. Not all games will incorporate this, but some will, and it would be cool if racing games incorporated this into pedals, and to be honest, I'm sure they already have. At the bottom you have the headphone input, you have the menu button, the share button at the top, and bang in the middle you have the PS button. This has a built-in speaker and mic as well. You can also use your old DualShock controllers on the PlayStation 5, which is really good if you don't want to spend all that extra money on controllers. Time to finally plug this thing in and set it up. You can do a quick setup with your phone, download and open the app, scan the QR code, and it'll let you log in. You just have to update and you're ready to go. The whole system is incredibly user-friendly. I was whizzing around quite fast and I haven't been the biggest PlayStation user in the past. The main console in my house has always been an Xbox, so I'm pleasantly surprised at how easy this is to navigate. We have game and media in the top left corner. I would say this is useful, but most TVs are smart now and can get Netflix, Disney, Prime and everything else, so I'm not so bothered about this. We have settings in the top right corner and everything you really need you'll find there. On the main page, the first thing we see is the PlayStation Store and then our games. Screenshots, PlayStation Plus, basically everything you need is right there. But let's talk games because that's what you bought this thing for. Out of the box it comes with Astro's Playroom, which I couldn't recommend more. In fact, a friend got his at the same time and didn't bother with it, but went straight to FIFA. I told him he had to try it. It's so cool and it shows you how advanced these controllers really are. It's truly insane and it creates a totally unique, immersive experience that I've never had with a console before, so definitely try it out. In terms of other games, if we have a look at the PlayStation Store, we We can see there is no shortage of games. It's really crazy. I could go through all these games with you, but that would get boring very quickly. As well as the PlayStation 5 games, you also have the PlayStation 4 games. So really, no shortage of games. The actual gameplay is incredible. The graphics, the smoothness. Some games have been made for PS5, like the Spider-Man Miles Morales game. The graphics, shadows, reflections, smoothness, all of it is just mesmerizing. If there is specific PlayStation 5 gameplay you want to see, let me know in the comments, and if there is enough interest, I could try those out for you. All in all, this is a crazy good console, but is it worth the price tag? Well, currently, this resells for near £650, which in my mind is absolutely absurd. That's nearly a week's work for people according to the average wage. I always like to get a bit businessy on this channel and put things into perspective, but I think it's really important. If you're one of the lucky ones to get one off the shelf, it will still put you back around £450. So think about it. But as a console goes, it's probably the best one I've ever tried. Thanks for watching, and please subscribe if you're new here. I'm a brand new channel and I'm slowly growing, and hopefully I'll get to 1,000 subscribers soon. I have no plans of stopping.